morning, traders. Welcome to the TMT Stock Market Strategy video for Wednesday, March 9th. Another volatile session yesterday. We had a little bit of a push up, and then we sold off hard into the close. A lot of fear out there starting to creep up again, and we noticed that by looking at the XLU. You could see that this XLU has been well bid up as all into February and now going into March and making new highs. And usually seasonality tendencies, XLU actually starts to sell off a little bit. So and then catches a bid yet again late in the spring, early July. But you could see here money's flowing into XLU, consumer staples, and gold. We talked about gold yesterday. Let's take a look at the GLD, saying that gold might be a decent little area to look to short. This is a nice big area of resistance. You could see how far gold rallied in just I believe it's about 6-7 weeks. Gold has rallied, and also the GDX. And I got a couple of emails about the GDX that some of you have did well in GDX. That's fantastic on the short side. Remember, guys, GDX. If you look at the components in the GDX, there's only a good couple of companies out there that are actually doing well. Most of the GDX miners have horrendous balance sheets. They shouldn't even be up where they are now. They have doubled in the last 5 or 6 weeks. And when you see a lot of the garbage stocks in that GDX, and of course, like in the Russell 2000, why it has doubled late in a rally, you got to look and be cautious, because usually that gives you a signal that we have a short-term top in place. Okay, so that's something that I want you guys to be aware of when you're trading. And even when you're day trading, you still should be doing end-of-day analysis. That'll give you a good idea of, okay, we're at resistance. The McClellan oscillator, let's just give an example, was 104. And when you start getting some short signals, and based on your trading system, we have our Beast and our Viper trading system that we follow. And when it gets short, you get a little bit more conviction that you can use a little bit more leverage, because you know that you're at an area of resistance. The market starts to sell off, just like it happened yesterday afternoon. So you see, back to the GLD, you'll see what I'm talking about. This here, money flowing into that because of that fear trade, even though the VIX is now starting to creep up, but at its lows, near the lows, I believe that the VIX will start to rally again, and I think you're going to see one more sell-off. I think the GLD is a good spot. Now, remember, if the market sells off really, really hard, GLD will catch another bid again. But when the market subsides, this GLD will be a very good short, as well as a GDX. Okay, so that's going to be something on your radar you should be watching. Spiders, we have this bearish rising wedge here. You can see we're at the overbought area, and we're into some good area of resistance. And I mentioned that we have a lot of guys that are kind of short, long here, trapped. And once this area, we get back into this area, I think they're going to sell it. I don't know where it's going to stop, but when it does stop, we look for a higher low from this low here. And if we start to go back up again, then I would think that the market has bottomed and we're ready and indeed to look to take out the highs here. Okay, that's still way away. Let's look for that short trade first. Okay, 60-minute, just to show you guys that we have actually broke out of this bearish rising wedge. We do have two gap areas to fill. These will be the suspected targets, aside from this 200 period and of course this horizontal trend line area of support. Okay, so keep an eye on that. We have the transports here, did very well, but again, that's, to me, is an oversold bounce. I think the transports are going to start reverting back down again, and when that happens, this is our leader. We look for the leaders we look for some sort of a higher low again in all of the indices. If we can get a higher low and we can get back up again, and the transports can lead this time, okay, then I think you have a good rally in place. Not now. I don't want anybody looking to buy anything and adding to their long-term position for the longer-term investors and the swing trades. I think you're going to get them at lower prices yet again, at least one more time. Remember, we talked about the seasonal build in crude. Crude got hammered yesterday. I think it will peak sometime around March, April. When that peaks, that build peaks, and we start seeing draws coming in every Wednesday when we report, and those API numbers come out Tuesday night for crude, you will start to see stability in crude, and I think that'll be a bottom, or at least a local bottom, where you can start looking to average in and start looking for some oil stocks. I like looking at the oil plays, the oil stocks, good companies instead of the crude oil. You can use that, but let's look for the good oil stocks. And again, I'll post them like I did with the GDX and of course the GLD. But Russell 2000, our secondary leader, good gauge of risk. You could see here we're still within this channel. Let's see if we take out yesterday's low. Yesterday's low in all of the indices is going to be very, very important. Okay, we take out that low, and it's going to be new sellers come into the market. So let's just keep that in mind for today's trading. Okay, diamonds, you can see another big bearish rising wedge here, and we didn't quite break down from it yet. I just want to move these, make it actually precise here. But we're into the 200, and we're into this horizontal area of resistance of 170.85. So just keep that in mind as well. Okay. Lastly is the Qs. Lot of these. Large cap tech, Amazon, Google. Now they call it the T Fangs. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. When you start getting puppy names for these stocks, you want to stay away. That's for sure. But you could see, look what happened. We had 3 days inside day. We had an outside day the previous day, and now yesterday we broke out for downside pressure. I am looking for more selling in the Qs. And let me just get my pointer here. This low to yesterday's low is going to be very important. We didn't really go anywhere yesterday. Actually, Nasdaq held up pretty well during yesterday's sell-off. It's sitting right on a 50. We lose that low from yesterday. I think you're gonna. The first target will be the support of 102.70, and then next will be somewhere in around 97 to 100. Okay, in the QQQs. So let's keep that in mind for today. The Russell looked horrible, and it's expected to sell off, guys. A lot of garbage companies that are in the Russell 2000 with poor balance sheets are rallying big time. That's something that you want to look for if you're looking for a short. Look at the components in a Russell and start looking to short some of these horrible names. Okay. Hope that helps, guys. Be careful today. Use your stops. Remember about the fireworks. We're starting to see some sparkles starting to happen here. So I do believe that we should see some really, really good volatility where we can continue to start making some cash. All right, making some money. Hope that helps, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.